The 8th of October 2005, it was an ordinary morning for most people. The sun was just beginning to rise, and the air was cool as families woke up, brushed off the sleep, and started their day. But nobody knew, nobody could have imagined, that in just a matter of seconds, everything was going to change. At exactly 8:52 a.m., the earth beneath their feet began to tremble. A force, unimaginable and terrifying, was unleashed. The ground shook with a magnitude of 7.6. Buildings started to crumble. Schools that once echoed with the voices of children were turned into piles of rubble. Roads cracked open, bridges collapsed, and in an instant, everything went from normal to chaos. In Muzaffarabad, the heart of Kashmir, life as they knew it vanished. The screams, the dust, the fear, it all happened in just 30 seconds. The world around them was no longer recognizable. The city was in ruins, and the survivors were left in the midst of an unimaginable tragedy. Magnitude 7.6, just 30 seconds, but in those 30 seconds, the entire city of Muzaffarabad was turned upside down. Buildings fell like stacks of cards, and people were buried alive under the debris. Schools, hospitals, homes, everything crumbled to the ground. Roads split open, bridges came crashing down, and there was no escape from the terror that had gripped the city. The most damage occurred in schools. Thousands of children who were studying were now buried under falling walls. A mother had left her 3 children at school. When she returned, all that remained was a mound of rubble. Her world was turned upside down in the blink of an eye. The faces of those innocent children, now lost forever, are forever etched in the hearts of the survivors. Help arrived from every corner of the world. The Pakistan Army, Edhi Foundation, and rescue teams from all over the globe rushed to the disaster zone. Helicopters hovered over the wreckage, bringing in medical teams, food, and supplies. But the path to reach the survivors was blocked. Roads had collapsed, and many were trapped in the mountains. Despite the obstacles, people dug through the rubble with their own hands to rescue those who were still alive. 87,000 people lost their lives that day. Over 100,000 were injured. 3.5 million were displaced. The town of Balakot was almost entirely wiped off the map. Mansehra, Bag, Muzaffarabad, every place that was once full of life, now left silent. A nation's heart was shattered, but the strength of the people began to rise from the ashes. The world came together to help Pakistan in its darkest hour. Countries like the US, Turkey, China, and others sent aid. But the true heroes were the ones who were themselves victims of the disaster. They risked their lives to save others. People found shelter in makeshift camps, but even in the face of adversity, the human spirit endured. The people of Kashmir were down, but they were never out. Even today, when the people of Kashmir recall the 8th of October, their eyes fill with tears, but the tragedy of that day gave Pakistan a new sense of unity and resilience. The country came together like never before. Across the region, moments of silence are observed to remember those lost. And today, the ruins that once stood as symbols of destruction have been replaced with rebuilt schools, homes, and the hope that one day, the scars of that day will heal. This wasn't just an earthquake, it was a trial of endurance, of strength, and of spirit. It shattered homes, broke families apart, and took the lives of thousands. But even in the face of such profound loss, the people of Kashmir and Pakistan showed the world what true resilience looks like. They may have fallen, but they rose again, stronger and more united than ever before. The tragedy of the 8th of October 2005 will never fade from our memories, but from those dark times, a new hope was born. From the rubble, life began to rebuild. The survivors became the true heroes, helping others even when they were themselves in despair. We remember the lost lives, the innocent children, the brave rescuers, and the spirit of a nation that refused to stay down. As we honor those who never returned, let us also honor the survivors, who continue to live with the memories of that day, keeping their courage alive through the years. Keep the souls of the departed in your prayers, for they are forever etched in our hearts. And may we never forget the lessons of that day when nature tested us, and humanity answered with love, unity, and strength. And today, in the very city where the earth once shook and dreams crumbled, Muzaffarabad stands tall as a symbol of resilience. The ruins have been replaced with hope, and where once there was devastation, now there is life and prosperity. The Pakistan flag proudly waves over the city, reminding us that no matter how strong the storm, we will always rise again, stronger and united.